Happy Monday to you, or whatever day you happen to be watching this video, this reel. I just took down most of my Christmas decorations over the weekend. Still have a few up, but whenever I take down my lights, I feel like I go through a little period of depression or grief, and maybe you can identify with that. There's a joy in being surrounded by light. And I typically leave my lights up until the Feast of the Epiphany, which was celebrated this past weekend in most churches. But in recent years, I've gotten to where I leave my tree up without the ornaments almost to the end of January, just because I enjoy the lights. Some people leave trees up all year without the ornaments, or they change them out according to season, which is kind of a cool thing. But my point is, I think a lot of people just feel this letdown after the decorations have been put away and after the credit card bills start coming in and things of that nature. Now, as I have said in some posts, both videos and print posts, I am pivoting my coaching this year to grief coaching. The only exception to that will be life coaching clients with whom I am currently working or have worked in the past, because I do a lot of maintenance type of coaching. But going forward in 2025, all of my new clients will be grief coaching clients. And I've done a lot of pondering and praying about this, because what I never wanted to do was, how did I phrase this? And I hope it doesn't offend anyone in a season of loss. I never wanted to be what I called a card carrying widow, a professional widow. But going through the process of coaching women over the last decade, I really find that what gives me the most joy is being able to hold space for people who are in a season of loss, whether that is having lost someone by death, or grieving a breakup or a divorce or the empty nest, even a loss of youth. I mean, there are so many things that we can grieve. And that's just what I briefly want to talk about today. Whenever we think about grief and we think about loss, I think most of our minds automatically go to death. We have lost someone we love to death. But that is not the only source of grief. I would wager that most people are grieving something and they don't even realize it. Just something very subtle. And again, it could be like a loss of youth. Someone looks in the mirror and they see increasing lines and they think, wow, I really am getting older. Yeah, that's something to celebrate. Take care of yourself. I love flipping the script. I love helping people view something from a different angle. And believe me, I have to do this myself for a lot of things. But, I think about almost a decade ago when I left my full-time structured 9 to 5 plus job in development and decided to embark on this journey of coaching. I had been studying for certifications. It is something that I felt called to do. And I've continued here and there to just work part-time consulting in the nonprofit world if a good opportunity presents itself. But I wanted to coach women. And I wasn't even sure what the niche was, what I wanted to do. And I just sort of put it out there: Christian life coach, Christian grief coach. But I find that so many people are grieving so much. It can even be something on a national scale, or a global scale. Grieving a lack of peace in the world right now. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had this many wars and things going on. And I think with that comes a certain sense of grief, lamenting a peaceful period in time. So grief can come in many forms, and it doesn't always have to be about death. It can be partings of various sorts, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. For example, going back to my job of many years ago, I willingly resigned. I worked out an 8-month resignation because I wanted them to find a good replacement. I was very protective of our donors. I called them my donors, but they weren't mine. They were the museums. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't go through a period of grief after that. Even though it was my choice to leave, I had a little period of several months where I truly was depressed. I went into a depression because I had been accustomed to working with not only a team at work, but out in the greater community and all working toward a common mission. And I didn't fully realize how that would affect me when I finally left. And it was hard. So, my point is, grief comes in all sorts of ways. And I would ask you today, are you in a season of grief? We'll talk another time about my belief how grief is layered in our bodies. But just for today, if you're in a season of grief, what is one thing you can do to flip the switch? To look at your life through a more positive lens. Because I see people on social media all the time who lost spouses or parents years ago, and they're still pouring out their hearts. And it breaks my heart because I ask myself, are they not working with a therapist? Are they not working with a grief coach? Do not be stuck in that place, especially if it's affecting your life. Life's too short. Life's too short. And unfortunately, loss is a part of life, both through death and other losses that we have. If I can be of assistance to you, my contact information is in the comments section. But for today, wherever you are, if you're dealing with snow, sun, wind, rain, what have you, do one thing to flip the script and to look at your life through the lens of something very beautiful and very positive. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a really great week.